Actually doing this filming in a public space, but it is Saturday morning. It's 9 o'clock. My store opens in about 30 minutes up there. And I actually come in a little bit early because I like to put in a schedule for the staff. And then I realized that one of the things that I had to do, I actually have to get an item from one of my staff members and then I have to wait for them till 9:30. And I'm like, you know what, I have time. Let me come and film this YouTube video, which is a second filming because the first filming, which I did yesterday, I kind of felt it was too long or the setting wasn't right. And I just felt like, you know what, let's just do it on a separate setting and we'll talk about it here. And you know what, I want to get over a little bit of my fears of talking in public spaces to a camera. I know people in the TV profession are so good at this, but I'm so basic and this is just weird. But you know what, there is nobody in this coffee shop. Do you know why? Because this coffee shop closed. Guys, I've had Dome in my life in this mall since like 2015 when I was started working with the family. So it's 5 years of having this coffee shop, and then the brand decides to discontinue its franchise here, and now we just have no coffee. It is a devastating story, and actually the coffee shop closed the same, like a day after I had my knee injury. So I fell on the 4th of November, and then on the 5th of November, there was just no more coffee. So I think it's just been a really bad November that way for me because it was just a lot of difficult change to sort of process and digest. And that's what this video is about. So for those of you who are unaware, because A, you're not on social media, at least you're not on my Instagram, or B, even if you are on Instagram and we follow each other, our notifications don't buzz at the right time, and maybe you've missed this, but hey, it's been nearly 25 days and I have fallen in the gym and I have injured my knee. That's the one with the brace. And life as I knew it has been changed for the moment. Change is inevitable, but sometimes when you are hit with change and you don't see it coming, it is quite taxing actually, mentally speaking, because your positive mojo kind of goes down the drain because you find it really hard to find a silver lining in an injury. I think 2020 has given us a lot of this. The number of people who have passed away, the number of people who have lost their jobs, the number of people who have had to move their lives. It's been a tough year. And I feel that mental health has gotten so much of importance this year, which is fantastic. And honestly speaking, you know, it's really hard to explain why mental health is really important unless you go through a journey where you are significantly finding it really hard to cope mentally. So exercise is a huge part of my life. It has been a huge part of my life since like my high school years. And whether I admitted it then or not, the physical activeness of my body made me constantly happy for the rest of my day. So even though I would spend only an hour to 90 minutes in the gym, the adrenaline, the endorphins would transcend into the rest of my day. So I think a big reason as to why I am a very happy person is because I move my body. Now that I got compromised from that situation and it was not planned, it happened, it kind of ruined me over here, and in the sense that I actually became a lot angrier. I became a lot whinier, and honestly, like, I had to get help, like, to move from point A to point B. I needed people to carry my stuff, and I just did not like it. And I guess that fed in more towards the angrier side of me or the sadder side of me. So I just fluctuate between these emotions all the time, and because of that, I would either be really rude to the people around me, or I would take it out and I would eat to satisfy that. Because specifically speaking, I'm an emotional eater. When I get anxious, when I get stressed out, I kind of like piece of chocolate, and by piece of chocolate I mean the entire freaking bar, and it's what fuels my binge eating pattern behavior. So You know what? I've gone through this many times in my past. This is not my first injury. I've hurt my ankle before. I've hurt my knee way, way back. Wow, I have to be more careful. I have to admit. I've also had sicknesses that have come in the way. I've had times where I've been traveling. And like when you see a repetitive pattern towards how your mental health affects the way you behave, it's fair that the first time you don't know, so you actually end up being a lot heavier, and then you go back to the gym, and then you go like, oh my god, I have to start all over again. Versus then you address that behavior and you try to figure out what can I do to keep myself happy so that I don't end up losing myself just because the situation got tough. It was this beautiful saying that I read. It was very Darwinian. It said that people who survive ultimately, it's not the species that are the most intelligent or the strongest, but the ones who are most resilient to change. So when you have change thrown at you, how can you mold your new normal just so that you are able to survive in that period of change, till you're able to find yourself again? How do you change the variables so that you're able to find happiness in your new circumstances? So I've got 5 tips today for everybody, and it's just basically things that I have been implementing. I'm not 100% successful about this every day, but I know that the days that I do this to the T, I find more success, and the idea is to replicate those days more often so that I'm able to keep myself going. All right. So the 5 things that I would like to give you all for us to figure out, 5 tips that I would like to give you all to maintain a positive mindset and good mental health during a time of discomfort, during a tough time. All right. How to stay positive when everything seems to be going out of control. So the first one that I would definitely like to say is you want to express yourself. You want to definitely address the feelings that you're going through thoroughly. Now, I did not do this very well when I fell down. I actually immediately got into, okay, I need to be busier. I need to get a new goal plan. I need to figure out what I can do in my free time. Do I read more books? Do I start studying again? Do I just sleep it off? Do I watch more Netflix? Do I catch up on TV shows? I just got into work mode, plan my day with my new situation mode. But I never gave myself time to address the situation, which was that I really was not happy. I was very uncomfortable. Everything sucks. And you know what I mean? When you don't look at it and go okay, kind of sucks that I can't walk the way I used to walk, or I can't climb the stairs like I used to. I have to wear a knee brace. Oh my god, my knee's so swelled up. Oh my god, I was going so well with my weightlifting, and now I can't do that for a while. Because honestly, not embracing the frustration is, for me at least, what happens is I'll then work on the new game plan, and then 2 days later I will have a frustrating start to my day, and I will just fall back into negativity. So I feel that accepting the negative circumstance is a very good way of letting yourself feel the pain. I don't know, I just feel it's important to feel the pain and then get over it and then make your plans ahead. So express yourself. This could even involve a bit of binge eating. I think it's okay to let yourself go for a day or two. It is better than not addressing it and then binging 7,000 times after that, because you have not addressed anything, and therefore you just keep spiraling down again and again. Second tip, journaling/meditation. Okay, this was something that, I don't meditate, I have to say right now. I am not yet there, but I have friends of mine who have been sending me all these links on apps. So there's Headspace, which is pretty cool. But I journal. And by journal, I mean I sit and I write down what I feel at different points of the day. I have an app in my phone called Evernote. It is even synced to my computer. And anytime I feel I want to binge, or I want to eat something unhealthy, or I was frustrated with something I saw on social media, or I'm just pissed off with the fact that I can't do something, mostly my negative emotions, to be really honest, I go and I write about it, and I self-therapy myself out of that. Because most of the time we already have the answers in there, but what happens is some negative thought comes in, and then we act on it in a sort of self-deprecating manner. For example, oh, I feel so sad that I can't gym today. Let me go eat some chocolate. It's just one chocolate. It's not going to kill me. And honestly speaking, if you talk like this after every meal, it is eventually going to kill you. So I genuinely feel that it is very important for you to pen this down. And when I write this down, what happens is, honestly, the act of writing itself takes up some time, so that craving dies in the like 10 seconds or 20 seconds of expressing the feeling. But at the same time, I also then talk myself out of it. So I'm like, hey, diary, I'm so basic. I feel like eating chocolate today, but I know I don't want to do it because it is going to make me a little bit more on my calories. I don't like this. It's just a whim. It's not something that I need. And by the time I go through this journaling, I kind of feel like I talk myself out of it. Same thing when it comes to motivation to not swim, because I'm not a huge fan of swimming, but it's the only activity I can do without like screwing over my leg. So I don't feel like going to the club today to swim, but you know what? I'm gonna get over my feeling. I'm gonna go. So I talk myself into something good as well. So try it. I really think that writing to yourself is actually a lot nicer than writing about it on social media. Which comes to my third point today is the role of social media in all of this. Now listen, I talk about everything in my life, at least on the fitness side, only because I like to share what I learn. I like to share my journey. It's just me, I'm a sharer. A lot of people, specifically like even in my family, they're not. Like I think my best friends in the whole wide world have like 2 posts on social media. I just somehow befriend people who are not very social media active. I don't know. But anyway, so they're all like, maybe you want to take a step behind. You maybe don't want to post too much. You don't want to attract attention to you when you're getting better. But honestly speaking, I'm the other way around. So I kind of feel like, okay, I'm going through something tough. And I think it's important to share my journey in the tougher side of things, when I'm not able to do what I want to do. And how do I keep myself going? So the thing about social media is, and this is my third point, is don't rely on it to get better. In the sense that if you're expecting all your followers to follow up with you on your recovery, that is ridiculous, because people have their own pressures, their own things in their lives to deal with. If you're expecting people to be on top of your journey and the fact that you're injured, you know what? Sometimes social media does not put your posts on everybody's feed when they sign in. You don't pop up in their stories as often. And when this is the case, it could be that it's been 2 months since I'm back in the gym and everything is fine, and people go like, oh, you were injured, I had no idea, and this is also fine. I actually love it when I meet somebody and they go like, hey, where have you been? I haven't seen you in so long. And I'm like, you don't know? And they're like, no, I don't know. I was like, oh my God, I was injured. And I can talk to somebody about it, as opposed to them going like, oh yeah, how's your injury? I saw that, they already caught up on your life and you've just not had the chance to share it with them. So it's okay that people don't know. It's okay that people don't spend time to check on you, or makes you feel like people don't care. This is fine, because people have other things to think about. Truly appreciate those who do, though, because if someone's taking time to wish you well, follow up on you, they care about you, definitely. And I think that's really nice to appreciate that. And the fourth thing, the fourth thing is, don't take medical advice from anybody on social media, because they don't know your pains. They don't know your injury to the detail with which your doctor does. So appreciate people saying stuff like, hey Ash, maybe you want to do this exercise, or hey Ash, maybe you want to just take a day off and then come to the gym and do upper body. People will give you tons of suggestions because that's what worked for them, or that's what they've seen works for other people. But I think you should take your time with how you want to recover, and I think you would know it best, because it's your body. My doctor told me that my biggest learning of all of this is to listen to my body. And yeah, I don't think I told you guys how I felt. So for those of you not caught up on all of this, I was going through an amazing weight building phase. I was powerlifting, I was crossfitting, I was body pump teaching, and I was body building. It's 4 things, right? Bodybuilding, CrossFit, powerlifting, and then teaching my class. And I was killing my body. So there was a small little stretch that I felt at the back of this leg, like here. And it was preventing me from running without pain. It was hurting the most when I did lunges. I took a few days off gym, but then I came back thinking that things were fine. And then the amount of weight I was lifting at that point of time was insane. I was like squatting nearly 120 kilograms. I was deadlifting 135 kilograms. It was insane. So there was this one day I was doing a very basic warm-up move. I was doing overhead lunges with a 10 kilogram plate, and my knee twisted and I fell down. And it hurt real bad. and my knee swelled up to like 2 times its size. It took 3 weeks for the swelling to completely go, and now it's like about 3.5 weeks since my fall. I haven't trained really. I tried one upper body day. I did not enjoy it, so I figured, you know what, I'm gonna put this on pause. And yeah, now life is all about trying to figure out how to get my leg better. And I'm sharing my mental health journey. Tip number 4 with all of you guys is now have a new goal. Because my goals cannot be about lifting heavy, can't be about going back and teaching class. As much as I miss it, I'll be back, guys, don't worry. And it can't be about like literally anything in the gym, because I feel like that's going to aggravate my injury. So what I would do in such a case is what I would do in such cases is I would then create new goals. And the new goals that I do have for myself is A, take care of your body, love yourself, do your physio. My physio is basically this one exercise. If you want to see, all I have to do, I'm gonna put this really far away. All I have to do is like extend my leg and then fold it back. Extend it, fold it back, without my knee brace. So I do it about 3 times in a day. And depending on how I feel, like nowadays the muscle hurts a lot lesser, I feel lesser pressure, so I think it's getting better. I'm on very basic meds. I have ibuprofen 2 times a day. Literally, it's just an anti-inflammatory. I have to rest my leg as much as I can. I can go for small walks. So yeah, so I measure my goals in terms of pain now. Like, how pain-free are my walks? How pain-free is it for me to climb the stairs? How pain-free do I feel when I lie down, etc., etc. And the lesser the pain, the more my progress. Nutritionally speaking, I haven't been very smart, however, so I've gained like 1 kilo or 2 kilograms since the fall, considering I haven't been training at all. Diwali happened, and I have been eating a lot of sugar. I do feel that my body has done itself well. Like, it has not allowed me to gain weight that easy, because muscle consumes more energy, guys. If I was a cardio bunny, I swear I would have gained like 6 kilos by now with the way I was eating. Just letting you know. I did have my emotional eating phase. I'm over it now. And now I have a nutritional plan that is based around salads and foods that I cook. I don't want to eat chocolate unless I cannot control myself. And even if I cannot control myself, I will journal my way out of that craving. So it's about building some sort of control, because I want to get back to the gym in the new year, and I don't want to get back to the gym trying to lose weight that I already had lost in 2020. So like it's kind of irritating to go around the same circle. Anyway, finally I've been swimming, so that's why I chopped my hair off. I actually kind of really like the short hair look. What do you guys think? It's way easier. It is so much easier to manage. And finally, my 5th point today that I want. Just to summarize, the 4th point is have new goals. So be realistic. My goals now is on rehab. My goals is now to eat nicer, is to just be more rested, to sleep a lot more, and to make myself come back to the life that I love so much. So in the process, as I'm doing it, I'm trying to celebrate my small wins, to be more positive, as opposed to hating on myself that I can't do what I usually do. Hope that makes sense. Point number 5, most important, patience. I entered this injury thinking, okay, I was, because this is how I know, because I was talking to my managers who were like managing my body pump schedule. I'm like, guys, I'll be back in 2 weeks. And then 2 weeks later, I was like, you know what? I think I need another week. And then another week later, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to come when this is better. So indefinitely, can we just have some covers for me? Because I feel like putting these timelines, like if I said I need to be better in 2 weeks, and in 2 weeks later I'm not, I start hating on myself. And that's just not fair, because I have no idea. I've torn a tissue, by the way. Like, there's a knee tissue. Oh, I didn't tell you guys, right? I didn't break a bone. I didn't tear any ligaments or tendons, which is fantastic. But I tore a tissue, which just means I need to give it some time to repair itself. No surgery. Okay. But anyway, so I have to be patient. I just have to wait. And I think this is the biggest lesson that I can learn from myself, because I'm a person who hates to wait. I like things to be given to me now. I like immediate gratification. I'm so millennial, although I'm not a millennial. But yeah, so this has been a whole wait for it. It'll come in good time. Just be mindful of the small little steps that you take today, so that you can have a good future tomorrow. So that's what it is. So if you're going through an injury, or if you just want to know how people going through an injury feel, well, we feel pretty rotten. We don't like it. However, there is a way to build a positive attitude towards your rehab journey, and I really recommend that if you're going through something like this, just know that it's just a pause. It's not a full stop in your journey unless you refuse to accept the course of recovery. Because if I now push myself through this, I will result in some sort of permanent damage, and then there is no going back from there. So I really hope you guys found this useful. I think the next YouTube video that I'll be doing on the Strong Fit Lean page is all about what I'm eating. I just want to go through a week of eating it successfully so I can share some idea about how useful that's been to me. So in the next week, I should upload that for all of you. But if you haven't yet, this is the Strong Fit Lean page. I'm Aish. I should have done this intro at the start of the video, but okay. Get the gist. If you've watched this entire video by now, you would definitely therefore either A, like me, or like my content. So subscribe to the channel and spread the word. And you know what, if you've been sending me some good prayers and wishes, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And I really hope the audio on this video was great, because I forgot my mic. It has been fantastic. You know, when you talk on a camera for 20 minutes and then you go like, oh crap, what if the audio sucks? But you know what, rookie mistake. I'm just gonna post this anyway. Have a great week, guys. And if you want to follow more on my rehab journey, get on my Instagram, Aishcapades. I'll plop the handle here. And that's about it. Have a good one, guys. Oh, happy Thanksgiving if you were celebrating it. 4 weeks to Christmas. Where did the time go?